There seems to be a question on the table. And the question is usually asked like this: what do you bring to the table? I kind of laugh at such a question because here's the reality. That question really can't be answered unless there's some other things that is answered prior to it. Another reason why I say that question can't be answered because it is not a question that a man really asks a woman. And it's not really a question that a woman can ask a man. The reality is that question is really unanswerable for many reasons and for many factors. Now, does it make the question irrelevant? No, it doesn't. The actual question should be, what are you bringing inside of a relationship? What do you bring to the organization? What do you bring to a home? What qualities do you possess in order to uplift the home or uplift the business? What are you willing to sacrifice for the greater good of your husband, of your wife, of your children, of your business, of your home, of your city? So many different questions that needs to be answered. And a lot of times we tend to want to bring certain qualities to one place that really becomes irrelevant in another place. Let's talk about this. Let's deal with relationships. When you kind of float around these YouTube streets, you hear such things as, well, what does a woman bring to the table? What does a woman bring to the table? What does a woman bring to the table? And a lot of women get stumped on that question. Well, what do you mean? What do I bring to the table? And they have a right to be stumped. Because here's the reality. If a man doesn't have his own place and he's not doing his purpose, meaning working or owning a business, or maybe working and owning a business, you wouldn't really know what to bring to the table. Why? Well, it's just like a business. In order to get hired at many companies, the first thing you have to do is investigate the company. You got to understand what the company is founded on, maybe the company's history, company's mission statement, company's vision. And that's the key word, the company's vision. Where is this company going? What is it trying to do? What is its projected goal a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What's the mission? And when you have an understanding of the history, mission statement, the vision of the company, specific department that you're working in, what exactly is that department's goal? What is it trying to achieve? Where is it trying to go? How is it trying to go? Each department has its own vision. But the vision is a subpart of the whole corporation. When you have these answers, then it allows you as an individual to know what qualities you bring to the table or to that business in order for it to fit its vision and its goals. So, for example, if a company is looking to expand overseas, say into the Asian market, but you don't have any knowledge about China or the economics of China, or you don't have any knowledge or anything that you can bring to help them achieve that goal or that vision, 9 times out of 10, you won't be hired because they're going to say you don't bring any value to this department or any value to this company. That doesn't mean that you don't have value. No, you just don't fit what they're looking for in the sense of goals and values. Another thing or another way to look at it is, let's talk about certain types of men and their profession. Now I'm going to take the holistic view. If you've tried to marry, say, someone like myself, a military veteran, could you really be a military wife? Let's think about it. What values, what qualities would you have to possess to be a military wife? You have to possess the qualities of a mother that may, on many occasions, really be alone. Now, whether you're a soldier, or a sailor, or Marine, or Coast Guard, they have to do training. Sometimes training can be a weekend, a week, a month, several months. And a combat situation can be a year. Can you be the woman that brings the quality values that would allow you to be alone sometimes as a single parent, although you're legitimately married? It's a lot of sacrifices that military wives has to take on. What about a police officer? I can relate to that. Do you bring the qualities to be a police officer's wife? A man that has to have a profession where you might kiss him in the morning and not be able to see him at night? That profession where, based on what community you live in or society you're around, may hate your husband's profession, so it might require you never to even talk about what your husband does for a living. Now, for some wives, they don't have a problem professing, but other wives, they can't even profess what their husband do. It's secret. Think about it. We just recently watched, in this past year, another YouTuber by the name of Tabitha Brown, who just talked about retiring her husband. A lot of people didn't even know that Tabitha Brown's husband worked for the police department. Think about it. Here's a woman who started a YouTube page talking about being a vegetarian / vegan, became well known on YouTube and later on other social media network platforms. And yet, she couldn't even talk about what her husband does. Why? Fear. Fear that he would get hurt. Could you really be married to a doctor? Someone whose required profession may require him to be in the hospital 12, 16-hour days? Yeah, they make a lot of money. But look at the sacrifices that they have to make that money. And that might be for a wife that, like the military, might actually be alone. You know? So when you think about some of these professions and some of the roles these men have to play, it's no wonder that when you look at the real statistics of divorce, it's these types of professions that has the highest divorce rates. Now, I know everybody loves to throw statistics and numbers around. I'm somebody that try to analyze the numbers, because behind every number there's a person. So when you look at the true statistics and really dig under the numbers, you come to find out that these people got professions that most of us don't really have. Most of us don't come from the background of having a doctor or even a lawyer or police officer. These are not really good marital professions. Now, I'm not saying being a police officer, you can't stay married. My father is a retired NYPD cop, and my parents are still married to this very day. And I'm very fortunate. But I do know other police officers who's been married, divorced. Being in the military, same thing. A lot of doctors and lawyers also got a lot of divorces. That doesn't mean the wife is bad or the husband is bad. No. But the reality is, we need to take a deep dive into exactly, are we really fit to be with the one or that person that we say we want to be with? Looking outside in, it looks glamorous. Say, oh, I got a big house or 2-3 cars, material things. But the reality is, are you really happy even with the material things, but you don't have the very person you said I do with? So to be a wife to these professions brings a whole different quality of values and things to the table. Let's bring it down a notch. Could you really be married to an entrepreneur, a business owner? What qualities do you possess to help them in their business, to help that business grow? See, you when you're with that kind of a man, you're not an employee, you're a co-owner. So what do you bring to the table as far as enhancing that business or developing that business? I have a business, and I do a lot of things in my business. Most people just say, well, you're a content creator. That's true. But I have to develop content. I do a lot of reading, do a lot of research. I got to know how to operate all of the technology that's around here. I got to stay abreast on updated software or updated technology or updated microphones and lights. But behind the scenes, I got to stay abreast on business and local law and state law and the federal law. I got to understand how to manage money. Whether it's the income that comes in from different sources in order to maintain and operate this business. In the very beginning, it's a one-man band. It's a whole lot of things I got to do just to stay functional. But also as a business owner, I don't necessarily have a lot of the time that I had when I worked a regular 9-to-5 job. Sounds easy to say 9-to-5 when the reality is I ain't never had a real 9-to-5 job, even in the school system. But nevertheless, being a business owner means that sometimes my work, me putting out content for you, it's not a 40-hour work week. Believe it or not, I probably work more hours now owning my own business than I did being an employee. Are there benefits? Absolutely. But there's more sacrifices than there is benefits. But I enjoy it because I enjoy talking to you. Let's get back on topic. Do you have the qualities that it takes to help somebody come from nothing and to help them to build to something? What qualities do you bring to the table? So When a person don't have a vision, how do you know if you fit into that person's vision? How do you know if you fit into that person's goals? You wouldn't know unless you asked the person. Now, I'm fully aware that many men online will say, well, what do you bring to the table? Well, ladies, let me give you a little cheat sheet. If a man don't have a vision, he don't have a table. Now, I know that's going to hurt some of y'all feelings. I know it's going to hurt the men's feelings. But I got to keep it 100. If he don't have a vision, he don't have a table. And what do I mean by this? If he doesn't know where he's going 3 years from now, 5 years from now, I'll even challenge the 10 years. But let's just keep it at 5. If he doesn't have a foundation, he ain't going nowhere. He's just talking. Now, if he has a vision, how is he putting that vision together? Is he just talking the vision? Or do you actually see him walking the vision? Talk is cheap. Walking means there's movement, there's action, there's things that he's put in place. You can see what he's doing on a daily or weekly basis. From there, you decide what qualities you can bring to that relationship. What burdens could you possibly lift off of him? It could be something as simple as scheduling his appointments. That way he can maybe concentrate on other parts of the business. Maybe it's developing software. Maybe it's just giving him ideas that he doesn't see in maybe social media or advertisements or marketing. But if you don't possess any of these skills to enhance his business, then what value do you bring to enhancing his company or his brand? Now, I know it sounds a little selfish, so just work with Uncle. Just work with him. Because I find that a lot of women get upset behind this question, and rightly so. But there is an answer. See, if you recognize that what a man does, how he does it, and the vision that he does it, it really lets you know whether you're qualified to be with that man. Now, ladies, don't get offended. Every woman ain't made to be with every man. And I could say the reverse. Every man isn't made to be with every woman. So I think a lot of times when we go through the so-called what do you bring to the table question, there is so much that needs to be answered. If I take it on a personal level, I'm a business owner, college educated, I got children, adults. I live on my own. I manage my own money, manage my own finances. I cook, I clean, I wash, own my own car. So the reality is, there's a lot of qualities that I already possess that I really don't need a woman to do for me. But there's some other things that I definitely need a woman for. Like I said, I run my own business. The type of woman I will be looking for is a woman that can help me in my business, can help take some of the workload off of me. Somebody I can bounce thoughts and ideas off of. You know, when we think about that, that's just a snippet of what Uncle Stu would need. Now, I know that sounds real selfish, but how does it reverse itself? Well, let's think about it. Because I'm developing my own business and trying to grow and speak to you, the less things that I have to do, then the better quality of communication I can give to you. The better quality of work I can present. Better quality of ideas I can present. It means that time that I'll be doing one thing allows me to shift that time to do other things. Now, I know that this "what do you bring to the table" question probably didn't answer all of your questions or all of your concerns. But I wanted to give a general idea of this question, and I'll probably do another video tackling this question in a more detailed fit. But I just want you to think about it. What do you bring to the table? Now, as a bonus, if you've gotten this far in the video, I know there's been a lot of arguments about college degrees. Well, let me help you with that one. Because I am an intellectual, I do like to read. And a woman with a college degree, or a woman that knows how to do research or write papers or different skills that you do obtain going to college, whether you earn a degree or you've been there a year, 2 years, 3 years. The question is, does your college degree fit the lifestyle that either you or I or us, the family or the business, really possess? If you got a degree in biology and my business is social media network, does it really fit the business? Why would I care about biology unless I was doing biology content? What would biology do to help cook a meal or drive a car or invest money? You know, it's real funny. Sad, but true. I remember when I was going after my degree, and my partner, who makes pretty decent money, said the saddest part about a college degree is that you only use 10% of all that you learned in college. And I chuckled, but I tend to agree. We go to school, we read 3-4 books, we write papers, we give arguments in these papers, and you got schedules, you got times, visitation with professors, and you're running from one building to another building based on the size of the campus. And you do all this academia, studying all these theories and philosophies and books and names, and getting to debates in various classes to get that piece of paper, only to find out you're only going to use at least 5% of everything you learn, sometimes 10, of everything you learn in college. Ask people with a college degree, how much of all the research, of all the papers, of all the classes, how much do they actually use to do the job or the profession they have? You'd be surprised. Because none of us really go to college and learn how to be a husband, or a wife, or a mother, or a father. Can't find no degrees in wifehood or degrees in husbandhood. Or degrees on how to really raise a child in the 21st century, or how to raise a child in the 90s, or how to raise a child in the 70s. You basically gotta just build a plane as you're flying the plane. That's really what marriage and relationship is all about. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You gotta learn each other as you go. Don't allow false evidence to appear real in your life if it's not real. Well, I thank you. This is Uncle Stu, Old Man on the Block. Hit that like, share, leave a comment. Lets me know that you watch this video to the end, as well as trying to bring you more content just like this. Peace.
This is Uncle Stu, the Old Man on the Block. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. Emancipate your mind. Peace.